Winter versus JJBA Part 2 Battle Tendencies. 2 generations, I believe, after the first one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, Joseph Joestar, or
Lisa, Lisa, you
Jojo,
made me a
is in New
boy.
York, and meets.
The
Pretty,
battle
pretty
happened.
much everything is the same, except for Winter's there, and she looked after JoJo as a kid and became Auntie Winter, and she has her own child. Her husband, runs the biggest and wealthiest oil company in the world, named the Speedwagons Foundation, which will soon, or which will hopefully be left to Terriel Speedwagon, their son. Uh, However, once word gets to the fact that Winter's husband got killed, do you think how furious do you think she'd be?
Very.
Yeah, but Joseph does not know quite yet. But he figures out after fighting, I believe it's Hanzo, or no, Straightzo.
Great so.
Which Winter ends up getting involved in after hearing a big commotion outside, meaning her and Joe, after beating him, her and Jojo go on a quest and leave Terry and Smokey with Arena. Uh, let's see. On their trip down to Mexico, the assassin who tries to get them, Winter realizes the tricks because she's had assassin training.
Yep.
She notices the trick and starts doing everything pretty early. Quickly thinged. Uh, Cross-dressing Joseph never happens because she's
It
there.
does. I
She
think it was
she
what
can
happened.
she can easily just walk up in a bikini and just hello.
It's
Ah.
hot. Okay.
Then again, she does know how to speak like 30 different languages, and Spanish is one of them. So I'm pretty sure.
They're
I
German.
Yeah, they spoke German, yes, but they were in Mexico, where she would normally, speak Spanish,
Yep.
and walk up in the dress, speak in Spanish, holding vodka. I'm pretty sure that'd get her through, and then she'd knock out the 2 guards in the front, or at the front, and they'd both come in. Pretty much the exact same thing happens up until, like, what's his name? Like San Jose or something? San something?
San Santana, or
Santa Ana?
Santana in the Japanese, San Vincent in the English.
Hmm. Well, let's see. I'm pretty sure since Winter can like regrow legs and stuff, if she gets caught, she can just chop it off and open up the door and not
Even
worry
though,
about,
remember,
yeah. Or once the Nazi gets his leg cut off, she can just like stop time and open the door. Just like, there you
yeah.
go, sunlight.
Even though the first thing that San Viento did was, yeah, in the hole in the leg.
Yeah. Which that would still happen. He'd try to hide in the leg. He'd go out and blow himself up, and then they probably wouldn't even need the like well
By the way, you
thing.
know you can't say Nazi in YouTube, right?
I can say it if I want to say it. Free freaking speech. And also, if
German
I want,
soldiers.
if I remembered his name, I would have not said Nazi. But I, for some reason, don't remember his name, even though I have the game. I have the game and I play it every now and then. I play as him, but I always forget his name. The cyborg
It would have
dude.
been fun if we like did it in Eyes of Heaven, but you know.
Yeah, well, if you had re-downloaded it, we could have. We can do part 3 in
Oh,
it
it's only
tomorrow.
like I think it's like a megabyte, but you know we can't. Why? It's not. There's no 1v1s in Eyes of Heaven.
Yeah, there is.
No, there's
There,
not.
there's 1v1s. Just you have a computer with you,
Yeah.
and then there's the 2v2s, and I only have 3 friends who have the game, and one of them is Phoenix, and he does not like online games.
Huh.
Last time he was online was XENOVERSE 1, and he hated it. because net code is real.
Netcode in Ice of Heaven is, I think it's even worse.
It's
It hasn't
what I don't
been
get in
maintained at
okay,
all.
before we get back on track, what I don't get in Eyes of Heaven is why you can't hit somebody who's down. Like when
Because they're not that
they're
mean.
knocked down, you can like literally hit in a downwards motion, and they're just like nope until they get up and punch you. Okay, let's see what else. Right after the San Viento fight, they went to Italy, right?
Yep.
Where they met up or where the Alive Speedwagon meets up with Caesar Zeppeli, and so does Winter.
Caesar!
Haha.
Not yet, though.
Okay, maybe not yet, maybe not at all. Hint, hint.
No, not the Caesar. Yeah.
They go meet a Risa.
Lisa, you tearing me apart!
Where when they're training on the pillar, Lisa's trying to figure out why every single time Winter uses her hormone, it kind of like sticks and doesn't spread. And then after like testing it out for like the 72 hours they were down there, I think something like that. Was it like 60 or like 70 hours?
He had they had until how long? Until when they could meet the Pillarman.
Yeah. But I mean,
Minus
just climbing the pillar during that
like
time
the
they
Pillarman
figured out.
Plus the Pillarman plus the one thing.
Oh, I mean, I'm just talking about them
bomb.
climbing the greasy pillar.
Oh, it took only 2 hours.
Yeah, because in that time they figured out that her hormone was like time bombs when she used it with her while she stopped, but it was in stop time, but it was normal when she used it normally, and it was super, overpowered because she has eternal youth, and since it's based on your life energy, if you have eternal youth, you practically, especially at that young of an age, it would be exploding the sun worthy kind of stuff.
Yep. Pillarman destroying type.
Yes. Even though she's probably not going to fight them because she has like Goku did in the Buu Saga, a sense of wanting other people to deal with the problem, but stepping in when need be. Which completely changes in the third part. Let's see, the training goes by, like normal, except for Winter's there with them, kind of training beside them. Even though she's had years to master it, she still wants to get stronger because that's how she is. At the very end, what was his name? Let's see, there's Wamu, Cars, and who's the other one?
ACDC.
Yes, Ashidishi. He's not a problem, even in like the brain thing, because more than likely, like the instant, like it pops up, Winter would probably like see the brain on his back before anything happens.
What the heck was that brain about anyway?
That was just his brain. His body got destroyed, so his brain had his blood vessels, and apparently he can move with brains and blood vessels and stuff. Which I'm pretty sure she'd put like a little time bomb on it, just in case, after seeing it. Which by this time, after like all the years of her like using it, she's gotten it up to like maybe half a minute of the ability to stop time. And with how fast she is, like even without flying in this game, she can like run really fast.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking Kid Goku making after images kind of speed. So with 30 seconds of that's pretty dang fast. And then once it gets into Suzy Q, she could like blow it up and probably not do any damage to Suzy Q.
Suzy Q, what do you expect?
Meh.
All
Plus,
she had
since
was a nice rack,
mm-hmm,
and then lost it.
oh, a nice rack and the ability to give us Holly, which
You know, the second most useful, the most useless characters aside from Sakura.
Aqua.
Nah, Aqua's a little useful.
She's not useful against frogs.
Yeah, of course she's not. That's
Mhm.
about it. But she's useful against everything else.
Oh well, let's get going. So then after that, and they meet up with the Nazis, in wherever it
German
was,
soldiers.
Le Hermain Solgeris. Uh, when that happens, and the cyborg dude comes back. When Cars, when Cars comes back for them, and they have the Redstone of Asia and all that. I'm pretty sure after like the fighting and like the thing go and like it like falling down, I'm pretty sure Winter would go down with Cars because she's not like come on, it's just some pain and then some healing. I'm pretty sure she can deal with it. She'll break her legs, but that's fine.
She's basically a pillar man that is not with the ultimate life form compared to Cars.
Right now, yes. She just doesn't have the ability to turn her body parts into squirrels yet. Haha.
Yep. But she can contort her body or face through stuff.
Yeah. But I mean, like, after getting it, she... Like, I mean, if her legs come back within a day if you chop them off, I'm pretty sure broken legs might be a few minutes.
Douglas happy.
Doggy not happy. I don't know what she want. I don't know if Cars would, like, try to, like, take her and the stone, or if she might just throw it up while she's healing for them to catch. Because, I mean, she probably could throw pretty far with her strength.
Yeah.
Because
She's easily overpowered.
Because, I mean, her physical strength in this continuity probably matches, like, original vampire Dio's physical strength. So throwing that stone, she probably, if she really wanted to, might have been able to throw it into space. But, I mean, Cars would probably have tried to jump after it, which they would have caught and ran before, meaning once he realizes that they've run away and realizes that he has to go back down, she's already healed and stopped time and climbed up and ran away with them. Haha. And then they go to where they originally fight Wamu.
Wow. You mean the arena?
No, when like for any of you that have
you get
never
it?
watched
They
JoJo,
fought
it's
in
on
the
Netflix.
arena. Yeah,
No,
they're
when
fighting the
where
arena.
where Caesar originally fights Wamu.
Oh.
You know, I think it was like somewhere in Poland.
They didn't fight in Poland, they
She
fought in
decided.
Italy. Everything was in Italy.
No. Oh, maybe. I don't know. Something. Meh. Well, that castle. Winter decides to go in with Caesar.
No, you don't.
But only fight if it absolutely means something.
Caesar
And when-
dies.
No, you don't.
No. The fact that she's there means that he lives.
No, when you still need the sheet. Then that means that Joseph's Hammond power will be weaker in part 3.
Wait for it. He still dies, just not now.
Kamehameha. Ha!
Lisa, you're tearing me apart!
When Wamu's almost like out of it, and so is Caesar, and the thing's about to fall, Winter realizes and like punches the rock so that it like splits, meaning he's still alive, but he is still severely wounded.
Change now!
Okay.
And she lets Wamu go because she realizes that he has like a fighter's resolve, which she likes about him. Because, you know, just like a Saiyan, she likes stronger men, especially those that like have their own like fighting code, which he has the warrior code. So she tries to like take him back, and then even her hormone doesn't do anything, and so he dies of bleeding out, giving JoJo the thing, making it even more freaking emotional.
She's
She's
Well, not like she said emotional, but still emotional.
she's I mean, he's dying in his arms rather than being crushed by a rock and then realizing that's a pool of blood.
Yep.
And then, you know, the Colosseum comes around, and while Lisa's there protecting the stone, Winter decides to fight Cars, and JoJo fights Wamu. You know, the JoJo and Wamu fight goes about the same, but near the end, when like Wamu's just ahead, she jumps down and interferes, and like slits open her own wrist, and like feeds the blood to him to keep him alive because she does not want him to die, because she sees that he's the only one of the three, or I guess four, that could be anything good to humans. And like she gives his head to Lisa, saying, "Don't do anything with that. Keep him alive," and then goes and fights Cars. And then once she realizes that, you know, Cars is a cheap cheater, well, guess what happens? She explodes. You know, all of that hormone released at once
Well, looks like I won this time.
could,
In a time space.
well, not necessarily in a time space. If she just lets go of all of her hormone, it'd be like a final explosion. Except for it would actually kill something.
Yeah. Even though the final explosion did kill something. Wait, no, it didn't.
It never killed anything. It did not kill Boo, and it did not kill Jiren.
You mean Chapo?
Yes.
You uncultured swine?
It didn't kill anybody. It just severely injured them. But this would have killed Cars. And then by the time that the sun was rising, since he would have dropped his stone mask, and then realizing that the sun might kill Wamu, she gave him the ability to like, or she took the mask, took out the Redstone of Asia, put it on his face, and, you know, he regenerated everything and became the perfect being.
The true
And now,
perfect being.
yes, and now she lives with him. They're,
Speedwagon still dies.
yeah, yeah, Speedwagon still dies of natural causes and all that, leaves his estate to Teriel Speedwagon, who has David Speedwagon by the third part, who's 10 years younger than Jotaro. Because I'm
So
making
a
that.
7-year-old.
Yes. Yes, in this story, the Speedwagons have a bit of marrying young but having kids old.
Yep.
And well, Wamu gets studied by the Speedwagon Foundation for a little while, and he doesn't mind.
And then he becomes the president of the world.
I mean, maybe. I mean, he
Yes,
doesn't
I know.
harbor any like hate towards humans,
So that.
and
Huh?
although he's not there for like, I'll tell you this, he's not in part 3 because he's wandering the world and trying to like catch in all the culture that he missed when he was trying to kill the world
I'm
Yep.
with
You're not.
Cars and AC/DC, having no master to hold him down. And for the first
having a lock of
while,
hair.
Winter goes with him and explores the world, but ends up, coming back. But she doesn't come back at the beginning of part 3. She comes back around the time Iggy comes in on the same
Yep.
plane. And Wamu's still, like, circling the world.
Yep.
And
Even though one could easily just take out Dio, actually. He
Yeah,
is a
he
super
could.
vampire after all.
he could, but I mean, he doesn't, because rather than destroying the world or fighting, even though he's a warrior and he loves fighting, this time he has a chance to make everything right and actually see the world for what it is rather than seeing the world for what Cars thought it was.
Yep. Ninja
Which-
Gaiden.
I think gives him a better character development than I love to fight and I love to fight fair. And this fight with JoJo has given me a reason to just love other people who
Remember-
fight fair, and then just Cars.
I just
Risa.
realized you almost 16 the you basically 16 Wamu.
Well, I mean, he was already, like, if you saw the flashbacks, he was, like, questioning Cars and never really liked killing people weaker than him.
Also remember, nobody can touch a shadow.
Yes. If anybody touches his shadow, unless if it is in another shadow, like, in the dark, where there is no shadow, he instantly attacks them.
It actually does work in the dark too. It's not that, it's like the wind kills them.
I mean, he is the wind.
Yeah. And his stand
But-
shall be called Shot in the Heart.
Oh, when he gets a stand, it will be shut. I am making plans for him to come back during part 4.
Yeah, it's like, oh, let me put
Because
the shit on
by
you.
by
As soon as you
then,
put-
Winter would have joined him and taught him about stands and all that, and probably even finding an arrow to, like, give him one.
And the shadow turns into the stand.
Shot in
Under
the heart.
shadows.
Its
And then, you know
ability.
what?
Its ability is that his shadow becomes a body double.
Yep. And
And
he's
if
already
it-
the ultimate life
if it were
form,
to,
so-
and if it were to have a sub ability, I would give it, like, shadow transportation. You know, like being able to, like, hide in your shadow and, like, run around. But I'm
So,
pretty
what's
sure
his
that
name?
might
What
be
was
another stand's ability.
That is another stand. No, wait. I was thinking of Sticky Fingers.
That's, or sorry, Zipper Man, sticky your fingers. I
I will
hate.
always call him Sticky Fingers.
I will always call him sticky fingers too, but I hate when the subs like say something different, but you hear it. It's like crazy diamondo,
Shining Diamond.
shining diamond,
Killer Queen! Deadly Queen.
sticky your fingers, Zipper Man.
Superman. Golden Experience! Golden One. Golden Experience Requiem! Golden Wing of Vulcan.
Okay.
Star Platinum Zawardo! Star Platinum to Heaven. I mean, Star Platinum to Star.
No,
they
Star
get-
Platinum, the world stays. Anything that
because,
was named after the
it's the-
Tauren cards. Oh, Over Heaven got changed in the European dubs. Or, I mean, subtitles.
I think to
Instead of
above
Over
heaven.
Heaven, it is On Heaven, for some reason.
Yeah. Zawardo, over heaven. Star Platinum Zawardo, over heaven Requiem. Just keep on them titles.
Well, I mean, if we see what Giorno does in Part 5, or what, dang it,
Well,
what was
remember,
his
they
name?
did destroy the Requiem Aura.
The person was sheer heart attack, and Killer Queen, like that
Kira
arrow
Yoshikage?
freaking dug itself into his arm and gave him a new ability.
2 new abilities, and those were stand arrows.
He had a
not
main
Rikun
ability
arrows.
and a sub ability, and then the freaking stand arrow shoved it into him, and now he has the ability to turn back time using somebody else.
Yeah, with bites the dust.
Bites of the dust. Just all
Kira
Queen.
Queen, she had attack. Bites the dust.
Yeah. The only reason why why I was giving like why when I told you like Winter stands throughout this entire thing why she had subparts was because she doesn't have like the axe thing.
Yeah,
Like Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, Act 4.
I know.
I think there was one stand
Only
that went up
one
to
stand.
Act 5.
No, they only went to Act 4. That will be Johnny Joestar.
Johnny Joestar went to Act 4. That means
Yeah.
Koichi could have had an Act 4.
Nah, Johnny did it because he actually had the infinite spin, which
I
made it evolve into Act 4,
I know.
which made it a giant bell.
I tried to look up Reverb Act 4, and a lot of the fan
His
art
name
is
is
literally
Echoes.
just Deadly Queen, or sorry, Killer Queen, with Reverb's color scheme.
It's Echoes.
Yep.
What's it? What was his name in Japanese? Was it Echoes?
Echoes was the name of Act 3. Because it was
Oh, yeah.
Reverb Act 1, Reverb Act 2, and then Echoes Reverb Act 3.
Yeah. Oh,
well.
no, he said only
That's
Act
the end
1,
of-
Act 2, and then Echoes.
Echoes Act 3. Or, sorry, Echoes Reverb Act 3.
No. 3! Act 3!
3!
S-H-I-T!
This A-W-H-O-R-E.
Let's kill the whole!
I freaking love that in the dub. Let's
Yeah.
kill the hoe. Beach. Because it was literally just Koichi's voice actor speaking like a robot.
Yeah, because it's... The stands have the voice of the users.
You know, except for Hermit Purple.
Herbert
And
Purple don't
Magician's
talk.
Red, because Magician's Red is just a bird squawing.
It's actually a dinosaur.
Oh well. Well, that's the end of Act 2. Catch us with Act 3 actually on a JoJo game.